Cricket presents the Campfire, and today we are heading to District 66A. The teams in this district include Allen, McKinney, Boyd, Plano, Plano East, Plano West, Princeton, Prosper, and Rock Hill. Let's analyze this district in our film session. The top of 66A has teams capable of deep playoff runs in 2024, and that is led by last year's district champion Prosper. The Eagles went undefeated in district play a year ago and returned some major talent everywhere, especially on the offensive line where they have Connor Carty, Zayden Krempen, and Logan Cahill. Having a solid O-line will help transition a new quarterback and will open holes for Leo Anguiano and Bryce Robinson, who combined for over 1,400 yards a year ago. Allen will be fighting for a championship too, with Brady Bricker behind center. Look for 1,000-yard rusher Micah Ellis to have a big year as well. McKinney lost a lot of FBS talent and a head coach, but bring back a great defense behind Riley Pettijohn. Rock Hill got a great year out of quarterback Christian Lewis last year as he threw for over 1,300 yards and should improve on that this season. 66A adds the Plano ISD schools, with Plano East being a playoff team a year ago. The Panthers will have a strong defensive backfield this fall. Plano High has a star in the making with defensive end David Wabuku, while Plano West quarterback Jordan Grant will take on full-time duties behind center for the Wolves. Princeton is making the double jump from 5A Division II all the way to 6A, so the Panthers could struggle, while McKinney Boyd will rally behind running back Tyler Wall to come up with a few district wins. Freeflation leaves economists baffled. Getting more for less? It's true for those who switch to Cricket and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket. Watching the game with friends? Don't forget to invite the all-new Whata Wings Party Pack from Whataburger. Order online today and get 72 boneless tender bites, a family fry box, and your choice of sauce.
The Campfire is brought to you by your Texas Kubota dealers, home of the #1 selling subcompact tractor in Texas. Kubota, together we do more.
For an even deeper look at 66A, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
Time for another district breakdown. We got Diggsy. Oh, he's coming from the beast side. Beast side Diggsy. Wizards here. Diggs, we got a 9-team district. I know you don't want me to get right into the teams. Go ahead and say and give praise to the Plano East reigning, defending basketball.
They are reigning, they are defending, they are undefeated, and they will be, because of the UIL ruling in the spring session, the last ever undisputed 6A state basketball champion. And they were third place in football last year.
Who knows how great they're going to be? Do you want to start by talking about them, or can we talk about the Allen Eagles and if how bad of a
because if you do look at Plano East and you do look at the fact they lost to both Prosper schools last year pretty convincingly, I think we should probably start on the top half of the district. Allen is a team that I am just incredibly impressed by. I think if we would have started out last year, we would have not used the word Brady Bricker in our Campfire. He's just a player that was kind of there in the depth chart, but then injuries took over and he had to kind of be inserted in. But as the season went on, Brady Bricker developed into the next quarterback for the Allen Eagles, and he developed into everything everybody wanted, and they took North Crowley to the absolute limit.
All right, give me your 1 through 9 here, Dixie.
I got Allen number 1, Prosper number 2, McKinney number 3. I've got a 3-way tie for 4th with Plano East, Prosper, Rock Hill, and Plano. I think Plano East will win the tiebreaker by points. So we'll put them in the 4th spot. We'll put Rock Hill 5 and Plano 6 when we talk about the tiebreakers. I've got McKinney Boyd number 7. We'll give Plano West number 8. Now I got Princeton number 9.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers and our players on the rise, brought to you by Parker University. Let's start on defense and McKinney linebacker Riley Pettijohn. He is a physically impressive athlete and really uses his speed to shut down the run. Pettijohn is what they call a volume tackler, as he made 125 tackles and 8 for a loss to go along with 3 sacks and a pick. Many feel Riley moves like a defensive back in a linebacker's body. Pettijohn has verbally committed to Ohio State. On offense, Allen's Brady Bricker shocked everyone with his play behind center. He was the district's newcomer of the year as he threw for 1,500 yards and 6 touchdowns, while rushing for 554 yards and 7 more scores. Now that Bricker has more experience in the pocket, the Eagles expect him to lead them to a possible district title in 6-6A. Brady has a few offers, but that should pick up throughout the season. McKinney will be looking for Christian McIntrush to make plays out of the tight end position. He was first-team All-District a year ago and can be used as a wide receiver or tight end in the Lion offense. Christian caught 25 passes for 555 yards and 7 touchdowns last fall. McIntrush has verbally committed to Louisiana. Prosper has an offensive line full of college recruits, but the best of the bunch could be Connor Carty. He's a 6'4", nearly 300-pound burly interior lineman who has off-the-ball quickness and is dominant in the run game. With his active feet and good leverage, Carty could very well be playing on Sundays. As for Saturdays, Connor is committed to play at Texas A&M. Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Do you or your student want a career training the world's best athletes? Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. Cricket Wireless has an offer that's going to blow up your group chat. 4 lines for only $25 per month each with nationwide 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket. The Campfire is brought to you by Golden Chick. One taste and you're golden. Our War for the Soul cut up to Prosper head coach Tyler Moore to talk about his Eagles and the rest of 6-6A in our Media Day segment.
All right, Media Day. We got Prosper head coach Tyler Moore with us. And coach, last year, first year on the map for you as the head coach here at Prosper. And you really kind of talk about getting your feet wet in a positive way. 7-0 in district. You've proven to be able to coach in close games because I think there's like 4 of them that were right down to the wire. Give me your overall feel that, and then you ran into a North Crowley, which a lot of teams ran into them at the end of the year. That was just a stacked squad. But talk to me about your first time as the head man at Prosper.
Oh, it was great. Getting the opportunity to take over a program, at the stage that ours is in, makes my life easy. The coaches that we have on staff, we didn't have, 100%, continuity from the previous staff to this staff, but it was pretty close. And obviously Coach Schmidt is a guy who I worked with my entire life in coaching. And it was, a hard day for me to kind of separate from him to some degree and missed him a lot. But, being able to keep a lot of the coaches here and keep the continuity and obviously, nothing changed the way our kids are going to go about their business and they're going to work. And that made my life easy. A little bit more pressure. My wife struggles a little bit more on Friday nights maybe now. She stresses out maybe a little more than I do, but ultimately, like I said, when you got a good group of guys as coaches and to support and kids that work like ours, it makes my life pretty easy. As long as I can keep things on the straight and narrow and keep everybody pulling in the right direction, things are going to take care of themselves.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you joining me, man. We will see you. Well, I guess we'll see you August 29th. The way that game's set up, we'll definitely have a camera out there. So I appreciate you joining us, and we'll talk to you down the line.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. That's going to do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we take a look at 7-6A. Until then, have a great week, everybody.